Hello, everyone, and welcome to APC today. My name is Rachel, and I'm the Assistant Academic Manager for the design courses here at APC. We are also joined today by Rachel Finlay, who will pop in and say hello a little bit later. Thank you for coming. We're so excited to tell you all about our new design courses. They're very, very exciting, and we'll get into that in a minute. If you have any questions as we go through today, please type them into the Q&A, which you can find just at the bottom bar of Zoom, and Rachel will read them out later in the presentation and we'll give you some answers on those. So on that note, I'll get started. So as some of you may know, we have several design courses that we've been offering for some time now at APC. So we're offering Diploma of Graphic Design, Diploma of Interior Design, and then new is the Diploma of Applied Fashion Design and Merchandising. We've also got the advanced diplomas in each of those qualifications, which are recognised by the Design Institute of Australia. And we have new, the Certificate 3 in Design Fundamentals. So you can see here a beautiful array of creative courses, hopefully to suit anybody with a creative mind and wanting to pursue a creative career. To start off, I thought I would give you a little teaser of some of our student work that is coming out of the interior design and graphic design courses. So you can see here some graphic design work. These are diploma level students producing absolutely gorgeous work. And we're really, really proud of them. And it's really exciting to see what they're producing. So there's all sorts of different design briefs that they work with throughout the term, and very diverse work being created. Some app design here, which is really phenomenal for diploma level. And then looking at some interior design work. So the students are doing everything from selecting the materials and the furniture, doing the CAD drawings, able to choose the colorways and the wallpapers. And just beautiful presentation as well at industry standard level, presenting at the level that you could present to a client to sell the idea and have them agree to go ahead and pay for the project. Very professional, advanced CAD skills. Okay, so the reason we're here today is to talk about our new courses coming in Term 1, 2021, and that is the Certificate 3 in Design Fundamentals and the Diploma of Applied Fashion Design and Merchandising. These are really hands-on courses, they're skills-focused, and they're all about creative thinking and exploring people's styles and, how do they want to represent themselves and their individuality as a creative. In Term 1, 2022, we will see the Advanced Diploma for Applied Fashion Design and Merchandising beginning for overseas student cohorts. However, it is open to domestic students now. So a career in design, I think it's important to understand why you might go into a design course. So jobs in design can be in government, corporations, so public or private sector. They can be in small or large companies. Many of our design graduates work independently as freelancers or contractors. So many of them start working as freelancers while they are studying. So they're starting to get that industry network. A lot of them start out doing small jobs for friends and then build up from there. Some designers go into working with agencies. Predominantly the work is done digitally, except for, say, in fashion where you're physically making a garment. However, they are doing CAD drawings. They are communicating with clients digitally. People with qualifications such as these will be a creative or a project leader, and there are good opportunities both in Australia and overseas. So design is a demanding but a very rewarding career. I myself have a background in graphic design and worked in graphic design for 15 years and have now come into education. So the first course, Certificate 3 in Design Fundamentals. This course is an entry-level course. So this is for anybody that maybe knows they want to do something creative but isn't sure whether they want to go into graphic design, interior design, or fashion design. They can start in the Certificate 3 of Design Fundamentals, and then by the end of that course, they can then decide, okay, I really enjoyed this part of the course, therefore I'm going to go do interior design or graphic design. This Certificate 3 will give the student a taste of both graphic design and interior design. The course is 2 terms full-time, so 6 months, 4 terms part-time for domestic students only, and this course is available in Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane. The entry requirement for the Certificate 3 in Design Fundamentals is a successful completion of an Australian Year 10 or equivalent. So it's quite an entry-level course. There are no formal entry requirements. There is no portfolio requirement for this course. Students need to have a basic level of English language proficiency, the same as many as our other courses, or be a native speaker. And possible job titles coming from this qualification would be a graphic operator, a digital artist, or a junior design assistant. So really setting themselves up for future studies in the design industry and maybe getting a part-time job as they continue their studies. So pathways, students who successfully complete the Certificate 3 are going to be able to enter the Diploma of Graphic Design. They're still going to need the portfolio to meet the entry requirement, but during their studies of the Cert 3, they will produce all the work needed for the graphic design portfolio. So they'll be able to enter it without a worry. Diploma of Interior Design or the Diploma of Applied Fashion Design they can go into, and there are no other entry requirements for that. So students can either enroll directly into a Diploma of Interior Design or Diploma of Applied Fashion Design, or they could do the Cert 3 first and then go into the diploma, but it's not a requirement. Students who successfully complete the Cert 3 in Design Fundamentals will get study credits towards one subject in the Diploma of Interior Design. Their duration of study is, however, not affected. So the duration of study remains the same, but it's one less subject to have to pay tuition fee, which is nice for students. We all know that. They love that. Okay, key benefits that I really want to highlight here for the Cert 3 in Design Fundamentals is that it's fundamental basics of design and a little bit of design software. Students are getting that taste of graphics and interior design, so if they're not sure, they'll have a better understanding at the beginning of Cert 3. So if we have any agents here, if you have a student enroll in the Cert 3 and then they enroll in, say, a Diploma of Graphic Design, but after the Cert 3, they want to switch to Diploma of Interior Design because they really enjoyed that aspect, they can just do a course variation. So we can be quite flexible with that. Students who, and like I said before, students who successfully complete the Certificate 3 will have enough work to fulfill the portfolio requirement for the Diploma of Graphic Design. So they still need to have that portfolio, but if they don't have one when they're wanting to enroll in the Diploma of Graphic Design, they can do the Cert 3 and then they'll have enough work for the Diploma of Graphic Design. I'll keep moving through here. So here's an example of a sample timetable. It's a block timetable. So they're looking in our virtual learning environment, they're looking at 2 3-hour lectures in Zoom, 2 times 2 hour studio workshops in Zoom, and then 5 hours of self-directed study per subject. So it's quite it's a good solid load. It's a full-time subject. Sorry, full-time load. Moving into the Diploma of Applied Fashion Design and Merchandising, this course is a really hands-on course. So students coming into this course, if they have basic sewing skills, that's definitely going to be an asset, because we're not teaching sewing, we're teaching fashion design and then some merchandising. So the focus really is on garment design and construction, pattern making, building blocks. There's a lot of specific language in this course. They're going to learn about the different fabric characteristics and quality control, some basic fashion illustration and trade drawings. So here they'll use a bit of Illustrator and software. And they're going to learn how to grade sizes and specify for production. So it's very industry related, the technical skills that they will need to get a job in the industry at the end of the course. This diploma is 4 terms full-time, 8 terms part-time for domestic students only. And it's currently being offered in Sydney and Melbourne, and Brisbane and Gold Coast, subject to CRICOS approval, which should come through very, very soon. We also, for the domestic students here today, we do have VET student loans available for this qualification. So academically, a successful completion of an Australian Year 11 or equivalent or a certificate 4-level course will allow you to meet the academic entry requirements, and English language proficiency is the same as the Cert 3. So possible job titles, it's really diverse, but junior fashion designers, production managers, fashion retailers, CAD operators. It depends where the student wants to go and the sort of work they produce during the course as to the type of job that they get. But you can see it ranges from something quite entry level like a machinist or a dressmaker all the way up to more senior roles. Students who successfully complete this diploma may enter through pathway to the Advanced Diploma of Applied Fashion Design and Merchandising, or continue to a partner university. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more later on. So here's some examples of some fashion work that's being produced by some of our fashion students that we have currently. So you can see here some trade drawings. These specify to the suppliers how, you know, what we want to make, where there are seams, the types of seams. You can see here that they do sketches, they select the fabrics, and they're also sewing the garments and trying them on and adjusting them. So it's a very practical course. The Advanced Diploma of Applied Fashion Design and Merchandising. So this increases on the skills that they've just learnt in the diploma and takes it to a higher level. They're combining both their creativity and practical skills to design collections. So they move from having to do 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 garments to having to do a full collection. They set up fashion shows. The final term of the advanced diploma includes a work placement where they're going to get a job in the industry. So the course length is an additional 4 terms. So they're doing 4 terms in the diploma and then another 4 terms in the advanced diploma. So 1 year duration. The campus is the same for the diploma, and we hope to have that approved for Gold Coast and Brisbane on CRICOS very, very soon. The advanced diploma, because of its work placement, is recognised by the Design Institute of Australia. So this industry recognition is very, very important for students when they're going out to get jobs, as is the work placement. So the entry requirement is the successful completion of the Diploma of Applied Fashion Design and Merchandising. And possible job titles are all the jobs that were listed on the diploma, plus commercial textile designer or fashion designer. So that might be a mid-level fashion designer, senior fashion designer. It's up to the student as to how advanced their skills are and the work that they produce and put into a portfolio when they go out to find a job. So with an advanced diploma of applied fashion design and merchandising, students are going to be very well positioned to seek out a university pathway. And here is a sample timetable. So this is a non-block timetable. So they're studying 2 subjects per term parallel. Going into a pathway, so going from an advanced diploma of fashion design and merchandising, you can follow into a pathway, and APC has a great pathway into Torrens University, Australia, into the Bachelor of Branded Fashion Design. So with the advanced diploma of applied fashion design and merchandising, you're going to get up to 1 year of credit with Torrens University. If you only complete the diploma level, you can get up to 6 months credit into Torrens University, which is pretty good. It's even better for the advanced diploma of graphic design, where you can get a pathway into the Bachelor of Communication Design, and it is up to 2 years of credit for the advanced diploma, which is quite generous, and definitely some food for thought on which area you'd like to go into. Oh, there it is. All our advanced diplomas at APC in design, so advanced diploma of interior design, graphic design, and applied fashion design and merchandising, all have a work placement in the final term of study, which is really significant to establishing those professional networks and getting our students into some industry jobs at the end of their qualification. So equipment, materials, and software requirements. Students all require their own laptops and the specified specific programs for their discipline area. Please check out our website and the course pages. It's very specific as to the computer requirements and what's required to support the design software. Students can also expect to buy themselves sketchbooks and journals, coloured pens and pencils, any model making material. In fashion design, they're going to need pattern making materials, fabric samples, anything for garment making, and they will also require a dress form, sewing machine, iron and ironing board, materials, pattern making tools. We do encourage students to use recycled materials, so it's really up to the student how much they spend. They don't have to buy the most expensive materials. If they want to use recycled materials, we really encourage that as well, and it's not going to affect their marks or assessment at all. So face-to-face students will have some equipment on campus, but they may still need to purchase some of their own materials, threads and accessories specific to their projects and their designs. So additional entry requirements to be aware of. I've already spoken about the diploma and advanced diploma of graphic design, where there is that portfolio entry requirement. VET student loan students. So for our domestic students that are eligible to apply for a VET student loan, there are additional requirements. So please check out the website. All our information is on the website, or contact the school for more information if you're concerned about whether you're able to access that loan or not, and we'll be able to answer those questions specifically to your case. So I'm going to ask Rachel to come on board and help me explain the fees to you guys.
Hi, everyone. Yes, I do really want to explain these great specials that we have at the moment. So as some of you may know, we have something called tuition fee relief at the moment, which was ideally made to support students during this difficult period. And what's great is we've actually extended it until the end of term 2 next year. So that means that you can study all of our great design courses for $1,500 per term, and that goes up until June 2021. Now, we do actually have something else, which is called the lock-in opportunity. So just to explain it a little bit more, if you apply before the 31st of this year, of December 2020, you can lock in an extra 4 terms of tuition fee relief, okay? And those 4 extra terms would be beyond June 2021. So just to give you an example, imagine you would like to study the Diploma of Graphic Design, and you're going to start term 1 next year, okay? You'll automatically get 2 terms of tuition fee relief, but then because you've applied before the 31st of December, you would also get another 2 terms of tuition fee relief. That means your entire qualification will be $6,000, which is fantastic value. Now, if you decide to get a course package, and what that is 2 courses or 3 courses, that does mean that you can actually get up to 4 lock-in terms beyond June next year. So if you say, for example, you study the Diploma of Graphic Design and the Advanced Diploma of Graphic Design, that would take you until the end of 2022, okay? Because you're entitled to 4 lock-in terms at tuition fee relief, that means that you would get half of your advanced diploma qualification with tuition fee relief, and the remaining 2 terms would be at our standard fees. Now, we've recently updated our design fees for all of our courses, and we've tried to make it really, really simple for everybody, okay? So now, our standard fees for design, now this is not the tuition fee relief, our standard fees will be $2,000 per term for all courses and all campuses. So that makes it quite easy to work out when you're planning your studies with us, okay? So please, if you have any questions about this, I know it can be a bit tricky because we have tuition fee relief and the lock-in opportunity. If you have any questions, please add them to the Q&A, and I'll explain them a little bit more at the end as well, okay? Was that pretty clear, Rachel? I know we're both called Rachel, it's a bit weird.
The Rachel and Rachel team. Thank you. That was very, very clear. So guys, we are at the end of my presentation, so I can open it up for questions. Rach, do we have any questions in?
Yeah, we do. We do have one question here from a student asking whether you have to submit a portfolio for graphic design if you have done the Design Fundamentals course. Do you still need to submit a graphic design portfolio?
Yes. In the simple answer, yes. However, by the time you finish your Certificate 3 in Design Fundamentals, you will have all the work you need for that portfolio to be accepted. And we'll be providing you with a nice template to use, which helps you to put together all that work that you produced during the Cert 3 in Design Fundamentals. So that process will be really, really simple. So you will be able to enroll into a package, so the Cert 3 and then the Diploma of Graphic Design, but it will just be conditional upon receiving that portfolio before you commence studies.
Okay, but that Design Fundamentals course is essentially preparing you for that portfolio, for that course. Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, and I've got another question here asking, like, what is the portfolio? I'm interested in studying design. Can I go straight into the Diploma of Graphic Design without having done the Design Fundamentals course?
Yes, you absolutely can. So all you have to do is put together a portfolio which shows 2, 3, 4, 5 examples of your work. It just depends on how much you've got to share, and you can put that into a presentation format, a PDF or a website, or put it on somewhere like Behance and send us the link. And we want to see different examples of your work that fulfill the entry requirements. So what those entry requirements are, and I don't have it in this presentation, I'm sorry, but we'll talk through it. We're wanting to see that you've started to play a little bit with typography. So that's letters, numbers, words. So using a little bit of digital software. So you could be using Photoshop, Illustrator, or InDesign to produce that work. I'm even a little bit open to the use of Canva if you've dabbled there at all, but not just producing a template. I want to see some of your own work. But looking that you can produce digital work using industry recognized software, use typography, and also do work that fulfills a design brief or solves a problem. So what does that mean? It means I don't want to see just hand drawings that are illustrative. I want to see an invite or a poster or a social media post or something you've done for someone that served a purpose. You can include any hand illustrations that you've done previously in your portfolio as well. They do contribute to the evidence, but they won't be enough on their own to fulfill the entry requirements. How's that? Does that answer the question?
Yes, definitely, definitely. And I've got a really good question here from Bruna as well, who said, I don't really have any experience in graphic design, but I'm finishing marketing and I'm thinking of exploring my creativity and creating more opportunities for work with art and fashion. What are the best tools, like a notebook, like a laptop or software, as I don't have any experience? Would the diploma help me?
Absolutely, yes. So the Diploma of Graphic Design is such a nice course when paired with the Diploma of Social Media Marketing, or like a diploma or Cert 4 in Marketing and Communications. They go so well together because in industry, it's unlikely that you get a job that is pure marketing. You're always going to be generating content, and that graphic design knowledge is really going to set you up as being someone valuable to an employer because you have extended skills. That being said, you might, in terms of the software and the computer that you want to use, it doesn't have to be a Mac. Design industry is very Mac orientated, but it doesn't have to be. We all know Macs are very, very expensive. So you can start off with something different. However, if you're a Mac person and you love them, you want to go with that, then absolutely that's placing you very well for the design industry. And then you can start with a 2-week trial with Adobe software. You can then get a student subscription with Adobe software, and the subscriptions are monthly. So you don't have to really sort of put in a lot of money up front. You can pace that and pay monthly, cancel it when you don't want it anymore. Alternatively, getting into Canva, which is a browser-based platform, is a really nice place to start playing as well.
Great.
And that one's free.
Yes, it is. It's a good place to start, isn't it? So another question, do you need drawing skills to study graphic design?
No, you don't. No drawing skills required. However, please expect to develop them while you are studying with us.
Okay.
So you don't need to be very good at drawing. I'm not personally very good at drawing. However, throughout my career, I have had to sit myself down and do some drawing as it is required. And being able to do a rough sketch can also be a really great tool as well for communicating with people when you're trying to explain. So you don't need to have those drawing skills. However, you will develop them throughout the course. And on that note, I'd just like to share a little personal experience that I had. I once went into a job interview, and this was a big interview. It was going for a job that was advertised for a lot of money compared to what I was earning at the time. And in the interview, they said to me, it was a group interview, so there were 2 of us there. They said, here's a brief, draw us a poster. And they gave me pencil and an A3 sheet of paper. And I kind of took a deep breath and my eyes were wide and I was like, wow, I've never been asked to do this before. And the other guy in the interview, who was quite a few years my senior, walked out. He left. He refused to do that simple drawing. So I was like, okay, wow, I'm doing really well here. I'm the only person left in the room. So I did this drawing. It was a magazine layout. I did a rough heading. It was really lame, but it was something. I did a swirl and I did a bit of this and a bit of that, and I put a stick figure and I explained it to the lady in the interview, and she literally just ticked a box. She was like, here's someone that can put an image on a page and communicate an idea without having any time. And I got the job. So, basic drawing skills, don't be scared of it, embrace it. You don't have to be good at it, but you do need to be open to developing those skills.
Good advice. Just a question here about portfolios. So are portfolios required for all design courses, interior design, fashion design? Are they?
No, they are not. So Certificate 3 in Design Fundamentals does not need a portfolio. The Diploma of Interior Design and does not need a portfolio, and the Diploma of Applied Fashion Design and Merchandising does not need a portfolio. The graphic design qualifications are the only ones with the portfolio requirement.
Okay, great. Good to know. Just a question here from Patricia. She said, I'm finishing my 3rd term in marketing and I think I'd like to switch to interior design. can I change my course to start interior design next year?
Yeah, so I think the best thing for you to do is have a chat either to student care or your agent about the options that are right for you, and see when the best time to make that switch is. So as an academic, I always think it's a really good idea to finish the course you're in, because you're in your third term, you're really close to finishing. However, you need to do what's right for you. So have a chat to your agent, have a chat to student care, because you're going to get that lock-in period. So you don't have to rush to start the Diploma of Interior Design. You can finish your current course, then go into the Diploma of Interior Design and still get the TFR lock-in.
That's a really good point. So imagine if you enrolled or did your course variation, your change before the 31st of December, even if you're starting in term 2, the entire course will be at tuition fee relief. So that's a really, really good point to clarify. Yeah, and I think I agree with you. Marketing and interior design, although you think, wow, they're really different areas, they're actually quite linked. Interior designers really need to know how to market their own businesses and often work as freelancers. So I would get the qualifications. But yeah, like Rachel said, you should speak to your agent or student care.
Yeah, one of the other things that I see happening a lot from students is that our graphic design students end up working for interior design companies.
Oh.
So there's lots of these little intricate industry relationships that once you get into the creative industries, there's a lot of crossover, and I count marketing as quite a creative, industry as well. So definitely good to marry them together.
Yeah, good crossovers. Okay, I think that brings us to the end of our questions. Is there anything else, Rachel, that you'd like to share?
Look, that's it for me. I'm really, really passionate about design and all our design courses. And we've got a great team of trainers and staff with heaps of industry experience. They're all currently working in industry and practicing. And so you're going to get a really hands-on experience from people that are really passionate about design as well. So yeah. I think it's really exciting.
It is exciting, and they're such practical courses, aren't they? Where you actually, get to use the software from day one, and you get the theory, but you can also really learn how to use things straight away. So yeah, great practical courses for you to learn lots of things.
Yeah, and I'll add one little extra. We have soon happening in our campus, the few campuses that are open, a design exhibition. So if you like the work that we showed today, there'll be some work up in campuses. So you can book an appointment to go and visit one of our campuses and have a look at some of the work if you're interested in it. And we'll also do a virtual exhibition of some of the work and share that on our socials.
Yeah, we're really proud of all of our student work. So yeah, it's going to be, you really have to come and check it out. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for joining us today. If you are interested in studying any of our design courses, please click on that link there and fill out the form. One of our friendly team will get in contact with you with more information about our courses. And yeah, please feel free to head onto the website and read more about these courses and ask us questions if you have any questions that you'd like answered. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.